Hey guys, so this is the reason as to why you should never ever celebrate too early, yeah? Never celebrate too early before waiting for the results, because many a times many people do this and they end up being disappointed, yeah? Why am I saying this? This is because many people are dedicated into doing something for a long time, and they end up celebrating too soon because of having too much courage, and instead the results come out as not what they were expecting. So welcome back to our YouTube channel. If you're new to this channel, or if it's your first time seeing me on your screen today, kindly remember to push the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and also remember to share it. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, today we have a very viral clip of a marathon runner that thought it was over, and yet it was not over, because this guy was seen celebrating even before finishing the marathon. And his astonishment really shocked a lot of people, and this video got lots of reactions from the act that this guy did. And to be honest, bro really fumbled the win at the end of the line. You can imagine fumbling something that you've been preparing for, yeah, at the end of the line where you're supposed to win. This guy really fumbled it, yeah. So let's pay attention as I am going to play for you these clips today, and as I come back at the end with my commentaries.
Catch him! Get 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 him!
We have a white man who is about to win a race. He almost got to the end of the race. The ribbon was almost his. The award was almost his. But he got comfortable. He got so comfortable, he slowed down and started looking at his watch, because he just assumed that he was going to be the winner of the race. And then all of a sudden, there was a black man. Hats, 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 hats. Started catching up. Hats, 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 hats. Eventually, that black man who was way back there caught up to the white man, who just assumed that he was going to be the winner, still looking at his watch, didn't cross the line yet. That black man beat him. That black man surpassed him. And he actually won the race by 2 seconds. Do you want to know what all the major outlets are talking about today? How did the white man lose? Here are the thoughts from the white man who lost. How does it feel, you being a white man losing? Notice I did not say, let's talk to the black man who was able to win the race. Let's talk to the black man that hats, 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 and caught up. Let's talk to the winner. No, we would rather hear from the loser. How does it feel losing? Because you, as a white man, it should have been yours. And that's what white supremacy is. That's what white privilege is. There's this default that should have gone to the white man. And if it doesn't go to the white man, what went wrong?
It's something about this picture that tells me that maybe the marathon is a sprint. As a former sprinter, you always were told not to look back and never to just stop and slow down at the finish line. You run that hole all the way through. But the whole scene was very cinematic. Like, if he didn't have that guy that didn't know him, by the way, that was encouraging him along the way, the evil laugh at the end was diabolical, but it just gave it a little je ne sais quoi. And then the fact that he actually won is crazy. Oh, the lady's face and shock and all, the guy's face when he was trying to cheer and be excited and he literally lost. And he didn't lose, because I mean, he's second place. Like, whoop-de-doo, you did a great job. But at the same time, that's the essence of life, y'all. Like, if somebody try to say, oh, you're behind, you're not gonna make it, you gotta do da-da-da. You gotta be twice as good to get half of what they have, and you did it. And yeah!
Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him! Get him!
And that is exactly why you need to go hard into the finish line. This man thought he had it in the bag. He's doing it. Oh, yeah. Okay, he's already thinking, how am I going to do this medal? How is he going to celebrate? He was like thinking, oh, everybody's going to talk about me getting first place. Like, ooh, I can't wait for my Facebook post, my Instagram post. Like, everybody is going to be loving this. And guess what? Here comes him. Ooh, I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him. He just started running, gunning, and you lost by like 2 or 3 steps, all because you wanted to have your little victory lap. Oh, my God. And you know he's going to be sick to his stomach, because when's the next time it's going to be a marathon like that? And if it is, are you going to be in front or something like that? Like, that might have been his only marathon win in his life, and he just fumbled it away. Like, this is why you got to go hard to the finish. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
There's a preacher right now getting his sermon ready for Sunday based off this picture right now, because there's a sermon, a message from this picture. Now, if you don't know what happened, right, there was a marathon in Delaware, right? They had this man, this white man by the name of Carson Mello. He was winning, so he thought he was winning, right? He was getting towards the finish line, right? He thought he had it in the bag, so he started to jog a little bit. He started to get, a little bit dip on his chip, He started to celebrate, but little did he know, he had Joshua Jackson back there jetting, right? Had his eye on the finish line. And at the last minute, Joshua Jackson overtook Carson. See, this is what happened when you get a little bit too comfortable, right? You can't get too comfortable because you never know who's in the back that's lurking, ready to take your spot. The visual representation of thinking that something is yours. So you get complacent. You don't want to stay consistent. You don't want to work hard for it anymore because you think it's already yours. But there's somebody behind you who's willing to put in the work, who's willing to stay consistent, who's willing to do all the work and come and take it from you. That's somebody gonna preach that on.
I can't tell you how many times I tell people this over and over again. Never celebrate until the job is complete or the victory is secured. And why do I say that? Because this man right here, running in the Delaware Marathon, thought he had it in the bag. He was about to cross the finish line when all of a sudden, this happened. Take a look at this. Watch this. Look at that man right there. Pouring it on. There's the guy right there about to celebrate. Watch. Yeah, I got this. Boom. Snatched right out of his hand. Unbelievable. I don't think he believes what the heck just happened. Unbelievable. Look at that right there. Incredible. Just an unbelievable finish to that marathon in Delaware. This individual right here was fist pumping away. I'm in, I got this, ready to celebrate, without finishing the race, when all of a sudden, you saw it with your own eyes, sprinted, took control, took charge, and won the marathon. Congratulations to him. Let this be a lesson to everyone out there. Never celebrate early until the victory is secured or the job is done. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments, and as always, I'd love to hear from you.
That black man that won the Delaware Marathon, y'all, is epic. So y'all know the white guy, he was in the lead, y'all. He was literally like 2 seconds, literally, from crossing the finish line. Baby Joshua Jackson said, not today. Not today, baby. Joshua Jackson passed that man up so quick. The man was already celebrating as he was reaching the finish line. He didn't know Joshua was that close behind him. The people was cheering Joshua on, cheering him on. The man never looked back not one time. He kept going. When I tell you Joshua sped past him and finished that race first, they said the man was trying to put on a brave face after the race, but he told his close family and friends he was devastated because he worked so hard for it. Listen, y'all, when I saw that, all I thought was a metaphor for life. And it literally just means you cannot celebrate winning until you finish, until you actually win. Because just that quick, you could lose. Ooh.
Boy, this photo explains America in a nutshell, because you have a white man who is ahead, doing good, everything is great. He thinks he's doing so good that he's already dancing before the finish line. He already checking his watch. He's already celebrating right before he gets to the finish line. And now he hears everybody cheering. He think all the cheers is for him. But you have a man right behind him, working harder, doing more, doing way more, and moving a lot faster. He is running like his life depends on it. And he ends up catching up to said white man. And he ends up passing said white man. And he ends up passing a line before, way before said white man, 2 seconds before exactly. But when they are talking about the race in which the black man has won, Joshua Jackson, you know what they said? They said Joshua Jackson robbed this man of his win. They even said Joshua Jackson snatched the banner out of the hands of this man right here. They even said Joshua Jackson snatched the victory from this man right here. They demonized Joshua Jackson for simply being better. They demonized Joshua Jackson for winning the race because this man was close to the finish line. So instead of highlighting Joshua Jackson's victory, his win, him being ahead, they highlighted the fact that this man was hurt that he did not win. Congratulations, Joshua Jackson, on being the first, number one, being the winner of this race.
I wanted to see that too, so I went looking for another vantage point of that race, and I found it. Watch this video, and I'll be right back. And it was at this moment he knew he fucked up. This picture right here is going to go down in history. My question to this guy right here, why were you checking your watch before you even crossed the line? Like that was another thing. You were celebrating too early, and then right, like what, 3-4 feet before the line, you checked your watch. I'm very fucking confused about that shit. But this right here, young buck, that's what I'm talking about. He said, I'm not gonna stop until I cross the line, and he did. Now let's watch that again from the other angle. Somebody asked me what the black experience is in America. I'm just gonna show them this video.
Catch him! Get 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 him!
Yeah, that's the black experience right fucking there.
And that man that lost the Delaware Marathon, well, he didn't lose, he came in second. I promise you he will never make that same mistake of letting his foot off the gas. That is one of the most gut-wrenching but valuable and pivotal lessons you could ever learn in life. I'm guilty of it myself. There's been several moments in my life where I thought the deal was done, the check was on the way, the money was in the bank, I had crossed the finish line. But I had not dotted my I's and crossed my T's. And that small oversight had cost me what I'd been working for months, even years prior. May that be a valuable lesson in life. And whatever endeavor you are chasing, always see it through till the very end. Because you may not know what or who is coming up behind you with the same or even more momentum to take that or pull that rug out from under you. God bless you. Have an amazing day.
Go Josh! Go Josh! Go Josh! Go Josh! Go Josh! Joshua Jackson! You are Let's go!
So that was 24-year-old Carson Mello in the Delaware Marathon last week in the final stretch of the race. And just as he slows down, throws his hands up in celebration, 24-year-old Joshua Jackson sprints right by him and wins the race in the final moment. A 26.2-mile race that takes a huge amount of training to prepare for, and you decide to celebrate too early. And listen, this is like that turtle rabbit lesson in real time. Carson is like the rabbit that got too comfortable before the finish line, and Joshua is like the turtle that stayed locked in until the very end. And that's why premature celebration kills success much more than failure ever will. I mean, this is literally a metaphor for life, y'all. Stay locked in until the finish, no matter what. All right, love y'all.
Why are there not more interviews with Joshua Jackson from Pottsville, Pennsylvania, who won that marathon? I don't really need an answer to that. I know why. I know why. And if you know, you know. But the thing is that in marathons, for as long as I've seen them, there's one winner and then everyone else is a loser. So why are we interviewing the first loser? He still lost. Yes, he was pre-celebrating, and that probably led to his downfall. But I want to hear from the man who, after running a full fucking marathon, had the energy to sprint. That's who I want to hear from. I want to know if he saw that guy. I don't know that guy's name, the white boy. I don't know his name. I want to know if he saw that guy and thought, he's pre-celebrating. I bet you I could sprint past that fucker. Like, I want to know what went through his head when he saw that there was one person in front of him and that he, if he could muster it, could pass that guy. I want to know exactly what he was thinking. I want to hear from him. I want to hear about his marathon experience. I want to hear how it feels to win a marathon like that. I don't want to talk about the guy who messed up. I understand that he's upset, and he should be upset. He should be proud that he finished the marathon. He should be proud he came in second. That's an accomplishment as well. But your feelings about your pre-celebration have nothing to do with the marathon itself. That's something that you did, right? And I get it. It's fucking tempting if you think it's in the bag, right? I've seen football games where they do that. Lots of celebration because you think the game is over, and at the last fucking second, sometimes literally games are won the last second. There was an Iron Bowl where Auburn won by 1 second. And it was so spectacular that they made shirts that said, "You mad, bro? Need a second?" Hilarious. I wish I had one. Anyway, I digress. I don't really want to hear from the white boy, and I know why we are, and it's really unfortunate. And it's indicative of things that we need to change in our society. But if anybody has seen an interview with Joshua Jackson, the winner, please, please, please let me know where to go look, because I really want to know what he was thinking. I think his win was so spectacular and special because of the context that we should all be talking to him, you know? And because of the world we live in, I would not be surprised if there's a new rule next year about sprinting at the last whatever feet or meters or whatever unit of measurement, right? Instead of allowing people who have the energy at the end of a marathon to sprint to the finish. We should have sprinting to the finish. If there were like 4 people, I bet they'd all be sprinting, you know? So if you see any interviews with the winner, please let me know where to go look. Okay, thanks.
If you watch this clip so clearly, you'll see that this guy had really gotten the chance to win, and maybe this was the first time this guy was supposed to win this marathon, and he ended up fumbling it and failing to someone who was really, really behind, yeah? And if you see this video well, the black man who was coming behind this guy really gassed up himself. And congratulations to this guy who won this race, because he really used up everything that he had in himself, yeah? The preparation. He really said this was not in vain. The people who were cheering, yeah? He really didn't want to disappoint himself at the end of the day. But this guy who was near the finishing line, yeah? He was so psyched up, overcouraged, yeah? He knew he had this because he knew that no one was going to win this race apart from him. And that was the moment where his head, or rather many of us, if we were in the same situation, that's when the body keeps telling you, yeah, relax, you won, yeah, relax, you just won, calm down. So that is the time you end up subdividing your efforts, because you are equally paying attention into the race, into the celebration, rather than paying attention into the race till the finishing line. And this is a good life lesson, because it's teaching us that we should never rush in making some decisions in life. Yeah, taking it as a normal situation in life. This is a good example of how many people end up messing and making poor decisions in the day in life. Yeah. So you can imagine, how was this for this white man? Was he even able to come back online to the social media to see all these reactions after people have been reacting to him losing this match? Yeah, the TikTok videos, was he able to open his TikTok anymore? Or rather, is he ever going to run again? Yeah, this is going to be really, really sad for him, because he was not expecting this at all. And guys, I'm not going to lie to you, because if you see this video, this guy ended up raising up his hands knowing he was winning this race, yeah? And in a split of a second, he was passed, and the race got a new winner. You could see him checking his time like, what the fuck is happening, man? What is really happening? Yeah? So this is a life lesson, and it teaches you that in life, whenever you're not persistent, whenever you're not putting the efforts on whatever you're doing, you're just going to fumble like this guy. You're going to lose it at all. You're going to lose everything. And only one second of relaxation is equal to a loss of great preparation. So I want to know down in the comment section, would you guys celebrate too early when you had a chance like this to be in a marathon? Would you celebrate too early like this guy? Or would you rather pay attention and finish this race and get what you deserve? Because honestly, this guy, he lost fair and square to the young black guy. Yeah. And you know, the internet is already going to cook this guy. Like, the internet is cooking this guy so really bad. Honestly, I would even disappear from the social media if I was this guy, because the reactions out here are going to be crazy for him. It's things that he won't stand. Going from YouTube, TikTok, all over. So I'm curious, guys. Drop down in the comment section. Let me know. Will you have celebrated early? Or would you have paid attention to winning the race? Until the next one, kindly remember to push the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and also remember to share it around. Thank you.